Hi, I'm Melissa with A Creative Journey with Melissa, and today we're going to be creating 3 really quick cards. This design could be used for any card that you need, whether it be sympathy, celebration, graduation, thank you, birthday, whatever you want. It's very simple, very fast, and it's a great way to get your inventory of cards built up in case you need one on the fly. So, these are the cards that we'll be creating. Just give you a little close-up here. The stamp set that we're using is Sentiments for All Occasions by A Creative Journey with Melissa. You can find it on our website at www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com or acjwm.com. Okay? And the last one here, enjoy your day. Okay. So right now I'll be showing you what items you need for this creation. You will need 3 card bases. You will need 3 decorative pieces of paper. Okay. You will need ink. You will need adhesive, foam squares, some twine, the A Creative Journey with Melissa stamp set, Sentiment for All Occasions. And you'll need a stamp block and of course the paper to stamp on. And then you also need the punch of your choice that you choose to use. And of course we always need some scissors. Okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to start off with the paper, the stamp block, the ink, and the stamps. So I'll clear everything else off. Now I have my own set of stamps that I use often, and I'll show you that in just a second. You'll see that they have quite a bit of wear and tear. As you can see, there's a lot of ink on some of them and it's stained. Just so you know, even if it does stain on your stamp, that happens depending on what kind of inks you use, it will not ruin the integrity of the image that you stamp, and I'll show you that in just a minute. It'll look great, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the With Sympathy stamp. I'm going to take off the Thank You stamp, and I'm going to take off the Enjoy Your Day stamp. Okay, those are the 3 that we're going to be using, so I'll just be able to put that aside. So what I'm doing is, this is how I would normally make mass quantity cards. So first I'll start off with this one. Now if you're going to be making, say, 5 or 10 at a time, you can stamp these 5 or 10 times, and that way you'll have them all ready to go, and just do even more than just 3. Okay? So what I just did is I took the stamp, which is photopolymer, a clear material that is sticky, and if you'll notice here, it sticks to your finger. It also sticks to your acrylic block, so you can peel it off, stick it back on, peel it off, stick it back on. You can keep doing it. If you feel like you're losing some of the stick to it, all you have to do is take some soap and warm water and wash it off, and you'll be all set. So we'll put these stamps aside just for now. As you can see, they're sticking to my finger. Okay, so we're going to take out our black Memento ink. We're going to ink the image. Okay, so we'll do that by just inking right there. And then I'm going to place it right here. Okay, and I'm going to take a little wipe and wipe this off so I don't get ink all over myself. Oops, I got string on that. Okay, and then we're going to put this one aside. I'm going to put it back on the sheet that my stamps came with. This is how I store my stamps. It just makes it easier for me to know where they are, and I actually keep them in an envelope. So now we're going to do the With Sympathy. We're going to ink that. We're going to place it right up here. And then we're going to wipe that off again. Now if you're doing multiple of the same, you obviously don't have to wipe it off in between. You probably need to re-ink because sometimes the ink won't necessarily be as clean as you want it to because you've utilized some of the ink already on your previous stamping. Okay, so now we're going to do the thank you. I'm going to ink that. I'm going to place that up here. And as you can see, sometimes you'll get ink on the block. That's because I wasn't even when I was inking it. And sometimes I push too hard, which I've been known to do quite a bit. So you just wipe that off, okay? So I'm gonna wipe that off. I'm gonna put this back on my stamp set here. And then we don't need this anymore, so I'm gonna set that aside. And we don't need the block anymore. I'm gonna wipe that off and set that aside. And also the ink. So right now what we need is we need the punch. So we're going to take the punch out. And what I like to do is when I'm punching an image, I like to turn it upside down so I can see exactly where I'm punching it. Okay? So this is what I'll be doing here. Make sure it lines up and it's straight the way I like it. And then punch, put that aside. And then I'm going to do the next one. Again, make sure it's lined up the way I like it. Punch, set that aside. And then last but not least, we'll do the thank you. And we'll punch that and set that aside. And now we no longer need the punch, so we'll set that aside as well. So right now what we need is we need the twine and we'll need our scissors, okay? So I did 3 different pieces of twine. And I made them extra long. You could probably do 2 or maybe even 3 of these for each one, but I'm just going to use each piece so I can do it quickly and show you how you can do this almost like a assembly line. So we do 1, 2, 3, wrap around, and then we're going to tie it and then tie it in a knot. Oops. It just slipped off, so we'll just slip it right back on there. Okay. Tie that in a knot. Okay, set that aside. Now again, like I said, I have quite a bit of string here. I probably don't need that much, but I'd rather have too much than not enough at this point, especially for the tutorial. Okay, so we'll tie it. And then we'll tie it in a knot. If I can get this string to let go of my finger. And then we'll move on to the next one. There we go. Actually, I'm going to cut this and do this one because I can see that there's quite a bit of string here and I don't want to waste. Okay. Now this is a great technique for you to use if you use 12 by 12s for your layouts, or you have some 12 by 12 pieces that have some large pieces that are extras. You can use those up and go to town and really get some great cards out of them. I like to use up my scraps. And then we have this knot done. Not as in K-N-O-T, not N-O-T, as in it's not done, which it is. So we'll just, oops, trim that. That's done. We'll trim this one. And that's done. And we'll trim this one. And that's done. Okay. Now you may like to have the trim a little bit longer or shorter. That's obviously your design choice. You're welcome to choose to do it longer or shorter. I'm just adjusting the strings right here. And then I'm going to adjust this string too, just to give it a little bit of design. And then same thing for here. Just scoot it over a little bit for the design. And then those are done. Okay, put the scissors away. Now what we need is we'll just be putting these foam squares on the back. I chose to use 2 larger ones. I thought that would be the best for this purpose. And then we just place those on the back there. And then we'll set these aside. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the cards together with the adhesive we have, the card bases, and the paper. Okay. So with that, we're going to put adhesive on the back of this one. Don't need to use too much, just enough to make sure that it sticks. We'll just place this right here. Looks good. Push it down. Same thing here. Place the adhesive on there. Now this would be great if you chose to use pink for girls, blue for boys. I used a neutral color, a gray, almost like a taupe, because I thought that it would be good for really any occasion. You don't necessarily want to do a bright color for a sympathy card, but I thought that it would be great to use this so that you can see how diverse that this design, as simple as it is, how much you could use it for really any occasion. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our thank you, our sympathy, and our enjoy your day, and we're just going to peel off the back paper from the foam squares. And then we're going to do it back here too. All right. So now we're going to put the with sympathy here. Push it down, make sure it stays. Put the enjoy your day on this one right here. Okay. And then we're going to do the thank you right here. Okay. All right. Now again, I know this is a pretty simple design. You could add glitter, you could add sequins, you could add some flowers. There's a whole bunch of different things you could do to this, but I thought it would be a really great design to show you. I'm sure you have a number of punches, as do I, so you could change this out for a different shape. You could make it a more masculine one or a more feminine one. I thought this was really a great size and shape for a card, whether it's for a man or a woman. I thought it was pretty generic and very much specific as far as whether it would be for a male or female. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a fantastic day. Please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, our blog, and check out our website at www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com or www.acjwm.com. And we're really glad you took the time to come and visit us, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for joining us for Mondays with Melissa. Bye-bye.